few of us might have struggled in that regard, no doubt about that. The Gold Coast were part of Leadership Wednesday, Gazy. They gave us their leadership group yesterday, and a name who I think we're all impressed by the way he was playing his footy, particularly the second half of last season, is Dion Prestia. He's in the leadership group at the Gold Coast SUNS, and he joins us on the show. Good morning to you, Dion.
Good morning. How you going, boys?
Yeah,
good,
going
Dion.
well. Not as good as you, though, mate. Into the leadership group. That's a feather in your cap.
Yeah, pretty happy day yesterday. Yeah, pretty proud to be in the leadership group. So, yeah, really excited to get the year kicked off and, yeah, really work with, like Gaz and Bocky. Yeah, it's going to be really exciting.
No, fantastic. And I think it's a great reward for the work you've done so far. It's been tremendous. And how do they determine the leadership group within your club?
The last couple of years was probably mostly the coach's decision, but this year we had boys nominate who wanted to be in the leadership group, and then it was mostly the players who voted just like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for the players, and yeah, like the coaches then took it to the board, and yeah, the board were happy with it. So yeah, I guess it gives you a bit more confidence that it comes from the players. So yeah. That's really exciting.
It's a great thing and thoroughly deserved. You played 31 games in your first 2 years. You played 20 last year, Dion, and those of us who saw you play, a lot of your footy last year couldn't help but notice how comfortable you looked at AFL level the further last season wore on. Did you, 3 years into the system, was that apparent to you? Did you really start to feel like the penny's dropped now and I can play at this level?
Yeah, probably. Just slowly got my body right. In last year's pre-season and during the year, where the first 2 years I was probably just didn't really know it that well, and I just kept getting injured like every 3-4 weeks. So yeah, this year and last year I've just been monitoring my body pretty well, and yeah, this pre-season I haven't really missed a session at all. So just hopefully I can continue that form from last year. Yeah, in the NAB Cup coming up, and then during the year this year.
We see Gary Ablett, and arguably one of the greatest players we've ever seen. I mean, he's just unbelievable. What sort of leader is he off the field? I mean, on the field it speaks for itself, but off the field, is he vocal? How does he go about it?
Yeah, on the field you can see like he just directs us and yeah, just tells us like little things that he sees that really help us a lot, and that. Well, I've been working with him for 4 years now, so that's really helped a lot. And then off field is just his professionalism and what he does outside the club. So yeah, it's really good for us young midfielders because there's so many of us at the club to see what he does. And yeah, well, he's a great leader as well. It's probably the best in the league. So yeah, it's probably the best thing that we can see, the best player that we can see for leadership wise. So yeah, it's really good for our development.
What about yourselves now in that leadership capacity and even towards the end of last year, the unfortunate incident with Campbell Brown, and a decision was made for him to move on? Were the leadership group or the leading players at that time consulted on any of the decision that was made with Campbell Brown?
No. The leadership group was just informed, and yeah, it was pretty much all the board's decision for that. Yeah, like we obviously knew about it, but yeah, no, we didn't really have much of a control in it.
Hey, Dion, how's Nathan Bock travelling?
Yeah, he's good. At the start of the pre-season, he was just slowly getting into his running, and yeah, the last couple of weeks he's been in the main group doing our like full ground math simulation stuff. So yeah, he's going really well, and it's going to be really exciting to see him out there because we seen him last year when he was playing and got the boys up, and yeah, the boys love him when he kicked a goal. So yeah, it was really exciting for Bocky, and hopefully he can play all the games this year too.
Great.
And now, Dion, we have a little segment called Fast Five where we asked five questions, and they're sort of heat of the moment. Just first thing that comes to the top of your head, just relax and go with it.
You're amongst friends.
Absolutely.
No one hears the show on the Gold Coast, so you're right to say whatever comes to mind. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Okay. Your mum's listening, I think.
Oh, no, your mum will be okay with this, I think.
Who's the first to get their shirt off at a beach session?
Jago Mira.
Who's the coach's pet?
Dave Spire.
Right.
Who finds the coach's game plan hardest to understand?
Luke Russell.
Beautiful.
Very sharp, isn't he?
I like it.
Who checks the paper first to see if they're in the best players?
Stephen May.
Right.
And who's the tightest teammate on the roster?
Henry Shade.
Wow. You know the thing about that is
That's just a man who knows his mind.
there
right
was
there.
no hesitation.
No, just bang. I'm not going to dodge the issues
No.
here, and they're tough issues,
That's
but
why-
I'm just going to march straight on in.
That is why he's a leader.
That's why you were part of Leadership Wednesday, Dion. Hey, mate, congratulations on being named in that leadership group. Just quickly, before I let you go, what will you guys do as a group? Again, guys not listening to this, where will you finish in 2014? We all want to know what your little internal expectations are.
Well, we want to play finals footy, so yeah, that has to be the goal.
You feel like you're good enough?
Yeah, definitely. We've improved so much in the last year, so yeah, that's our goal this year. So yeah, just a few more wins and hopefully we're there.
Well, mate, when you're rolling, it's a good brand of footy that you guys play up there, and it's fun to watch. Good luck, and thanks for joining us on the show.
Thanks, boys. Thanks for that.
Good
Good
on
on
you.
you,
Dion
Dion.
Prestia into the leadership. Good young man.
Terrific
And
young
they got
man.
a few of them.
Hey, not just terrific young man, super duper star. Super duper
A super duper star.
star.
That's a big label for that young man to carry around for the rest of this season.